connecting with your crystal skull. These skulls have already been activated with the 12 skulls of ancient Atlantis and the 13th skull of ancient Atlantis as well. Now we're going to do a quick clearing, and I'm going to do that by visualizing violet flame coming into me and blowing onto the back of the skull to cleanse any impurity that it may have picked up in its vicinity. Next, I'm going to connect with my beautiful crystal skull. This is a rose quartz, and I'm going to have it face me and touch it right to my heart chakra. And I'm going to allow the crystal skull to connect with me and energize me. I can feel it. I feel like there's a figure 8 going between this crystal skull and my heart. The energy goes from the skull in and around my heart, out of my heart, in and around the skull. And I'm just going to sit here until the feeling, the energy that I feel here stops, so that I feel firmly connected in my heart with this skull. So beautiful. Now I'm going to try with my throat chakra. Again, I'm going to touch it to the throat, take it out a little bit, have the skull face me, and I just feel an infinity symbol coming from the skull into my throat. I can feel energy coming in and out of my throat. I'm so grateful. And I'm just going to sit here until the sensation dies. If you connect longer than on the video, pause the video until the energy flow between you and your skull is done. That is so nice. Beautiful. Now I'm going to take the skull up to my third eye, connect, and now I'm going to see the figure 8 going in my third eye, around the skull, in my third eye, around the skull. I see the skull beaming powerful energy into my pineal gland as well. Beautiful, loving, pink energy from this pink quartz skull. It's very strong. Beautiful. Thank you. Now I'm going to take my skull, touch it to my crown chakra, and I'm going to again see that figure 8 going into my crown and up and around the skull. I can feel it penetrating my skull, coming into the center of my head. I feel like there's a crown on my head, opening up. I'm going to leave it here as long as I can feel those subtle sensations. Now it's going right down to my feet into the earth. How nice. Beautiful. Now I'm going to take this skull and I'm going to have it connect to my solar plexus chakra and hold it right about here and see the figure 8 going in my solar plexus and to the skull. It makes me want to stand up straighter. How beautiful. I've always needed help on this chakra. There we go. Oh, nice. Going to take the skull down to my sacral chakra, a little lower, touch below my belly button. Put the skull out and allow the figure 8 energy to go from the skull to my sacral chakra, about 4 inches below my belly button. Every chakra is very important. It's really strong. I'm going to hold it lower so that the skull now is facing my root chakra. After I've made contact with my body, I'm going to see the figure 8 running from the skull to my root chakra. Wow, it's taking it right down my feet. Beautiful. And I'm going to just keep it here as long as I can feel energy running. Again, in ancient Atlantis, the chakras would have been much bigger. So this light injection from the skull is a lovely thing to help us evolve back more and more to spirit. So now I feel like the skull has my energy, and I'm very connected to the skull in the higher crystal kingdom. Next, I'm going to imagine 2 beams of light coming way high from the stars, coming down, one into me and one into my skull. And it's going to go from my skull down into the ground, down and deep into Mother Earth, rooting right down into the center, and coming into me, going through my body from the stars, down my body, through my feet into the ground, deeper into the center of the earth. And we're just going to be connected to healthy, healing, physical frequencies, emotional feelings, purifying our thoughts, connecting us with the divine. And one last bonding with your skull. We're going to do a little guided meditation, and we're going to have our Akashic records stored within our skull so that we can connect to them easily. And the crystal kingdom, the 5th dimensional energies, is a vibrational influence. Everything in the Akashic records is vibrational energy and will be uplifted. And that the skull can beam information that we need when we need it, if the skull is in close proximity. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and just feel so safe. And we're going to imagine that we're flying in space. It's like we have wings on our back, we're a bird, and we can see the dark, deep forever, deep sky, and the beautiful twinkling stars. And as we're flying, we see off to our right an escalator, a golden escalator. And we just fly on, and we get to the bottom of the escalator. We're going higher, 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 and higher. We get up to the top of the golden escalator. We close our eyes for a moment and we open them, and we're back again in the Akashic records, as if we entered them through our soul star chakra. And there's our beloved record keeper. And the record keeper is beckoning us to us. We have our skull with us, and we're going deeper into the records. We sit down on a beautiful chair, and we just close our eyes, and then we can see a screen with our eyes closed. It's as if we're about 2 inches tall and we live behind our eyes. And we disengage and we go up. We go past 1 chakra, 2, 3 chakras above our head. And there is our higher self, our beautiful, loving higher self. We ask our higher self if it is in our best interest to have a copy of our Akashic records in our skull. The reason for this is that the skull is 5th dimensional energy. This one is rose quartz, injecting everything with the frequency and the feelings of love. So when I go back to look at my memories, it's going to be infused with the beautiful healing frequency of rose quartz. I'm going to ask my higher self manage my relationship and that of the skull and of the Akashic records. We're going to ask that this arrangement helps us to uplift everything that we've ever been in all of our lives, in parallel dimensions and future lives, to just uplift it and make it more and more beautiful and full of light. So now when the crystal skull is around us and it radiates to us as a skull does through resonance in the shape, it resonates love infused in our Akashic records. Let's say you have one with amethyst, then it purifies. Each type of mineral is a beautiful blessing, but that is in addition to the fact that it is a member of the quartz family and can radiate any frequency we need. Enjoy your beautiful skull.